All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the board meeting for February. If everyone can stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thanks to everyone. Welcome to the nice balmy weather we're having out there. So we get a little break before Saturday and comes back in. But just let the record show that all board members are in attendance, with the exception of Mrs. Debbie Brown and Mr. Rich Antonello. So we'll open up with our student representative report, and we have our Remy here tonight to present the report.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Remy. I am the Student Body Representative Liaison. Midterms week have come to a close and students are settling back into the swing of things very nicely. They're also getting very excited about February break. So to talk a little bit about athletics, Sunday, the boys winter track team won the Section 11 Small School Team County Championship. The team scored a total of 52 points, coming out on top by only 2 points. On Wednesday evening, the varsity girls basketball team continued their winning ways with a victory against Comsogua. We also recognize 4 outstanding seniors for all they have done for West Islip girls basketball program over the years. Thank you, Sydney Lind, Katie Skidmore, Courtney Rindos, and Jillian Olfano. For clubs and student involvement, I'd like to take a moment to speak on getting involved. Since Noah and I are seniors, be the change you want to see and apply for student body representative. This is open to sophomores and juniors. There are also a ton of clubs and activities at the high school. And even if you're not sure about what you'd be interested in, stop by at a club and you might end up enjoying yourself. You never know what you'll find outside your comfort zone. Last week, club photos were taken and it was amazing to see all the active students in our high school. Along with that, next week is the mid-year band concert, which allows our high schoolers to engage with our middle schoolers to promote our music program. Go see it at 6 p.m. at the high school. I'd also like to congratulate Vocal Motion and Cheer for their trip to Disney and their performances. I heard it was an amazing time. And while we're on the topic of trips, let's wish everyone a safe trip to the Galapagos Islands this February break. They leave Friday the 13th at 6 a.m. from the high school. Also, next week is PS I Love You Week. We encourage you to wear purple and raise awareness about mental health and suicide prevention. This year's theme is Be the Light. PS I Love You Day falls on the 13th, where we will be having an assembly at the end of the day. There will be PS I Love You Day shirts available to purchase during lunch periods 4 through 8, and if you can't make it, they will be available in the nurse's office. Moving on to academics and student well-being. Next week, the Brain Show will be coming to quiz our students' knowledge. Students are getting very excited about having this amazing event come back. In terms of student well-being, I'm currently discussing with Noah on how his mental health survey is going. This survey will allow students to anonymously share how they are feeling mentally. And we plan to use this information to help connect students with the right resources and trusted adults who can help make things more manageable. Moving on to student accomplishments, the wall of wins have been growing, and it's very inspiring to see the students show off their interests, hobbies, and accomplishments, both academically and their extracurriculars. Now, thank you so much for your time and support moving on to the second semester of the school year. Noah and I look forward to sharing more updates.
Thank you very much, Remy. Great job, and great to see all the everything that's going on with the students. And I'll have to tell Noah you had some very stiff competition today, so you did a wonderful job. So I appreciate that. So moving on, I believe Mrs. Marks had a shout out, or Mrs. Kelly? Oh no, Mrs. Marks. Sure.
Disagree. Yeah, sure. Oh, I didn't know I was going to do it. I just wanted to say thank you because every morning I've been driving my daughter to school and I want to beep the horn and wave to our school crossing guards and our security guards that are out there every morning. This morning it was 16 degrees and at the high school our security guards were still doing it out there with a smile, keeping the traffic moving, and I just feel so bad how cold it's been. So just sharing some appreciation for all of them. Thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Marks. So, thank you, Mrs. Marks. So at this point, we'll have any invitation for anyone in the public who'd like to speak on the agenda item. No, none of those, all right. And we'll go on to the approval of the minutes. So can I have a motion for the approval of the minutes of the January 20th planning session?
So moved.
All, discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion approved. All right, now Mr. Cameron with the personnel agenda.
Thank you, Mr. McKinney. The first personnel agenda item, I'm actually going to turn it back over to Dr. Romanelli.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cameron. So I'd like to bring to the board's attention item T1, which is a 10-year appointment for Seamus Burns, technology teacher at West Islip High School, effective March 1st, 2026. If I could say a few words. So, I've had the pleasure, and Seamus is here tonight. Welcome, Seamus. Great to see you. I've had the pleasure of observing Mr. Burns' exceptional dedication, innovation, and positive impact on student learning. Seamus has taught introduction to trades and has consistently demonstrated a commitment to professional growth by seeking out additional training to expand his instructional expertise. And really what that leads to is more opportunities for our students. So his dedication there is truly appreciated. He's pursued specialized training to teach introduction to welding. He's completed IB design technology training. He's currently teaching our IB design HL1 course. And in addition, Mr. Burns teaches design and drawing for production and principles of engineering. So a lot of different coursework there that he's teaching at our high school. He's managing 4 distinct courses within a subject area that requires significant preparation, setup, cleanup highlights his strong work ethic, organizational skills, and dedication to both the program and his students. And I just want to point out, beyond his work in the classroom, Mr. Burns serves in the United States Marine Corps Reserves. Last year, he was called into action near the end of the school year and required to take leave of absence. During this time, students were very vocal about how much they missed his instruction, clearly demonstrating the strong connections that he's built and the meaningful impact that he has on their learning. So it's also nice that we get to honor you solo tonight, Seamus, and give you a little extra attention. Mr. Burns is dedicated and highly capable educator who consistently puts student first. His professionalism, commitment to continuous improvement, and passion for career and technical education make him a valued member of the West Islip High School community. And finally, I'd have to say, just in my recent visit to his design and drawing for production class, I have to say that, he's really the perfect balance of independence and support in his classroom. There's a saying that Seamus is truly the guide on the side rather than the sage on the stage, and his students benefit greatly from that approach. So I'd like to recommend the board consider Mr. Seamus Burns for tenure this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Romanelli, and I would just like to also commend Seamus. My son Peter had you as an introduction to trade, and he still talks about that class. My family still talks about that class and the projects that you did. And I had the pleasure of going into the classroom one time, and it was amazing how engaged and attentive the students were to what you were doing. So thank you for bringing that level of enthusiasm to the classroom. So with that, we need a motion for the approval of the 10-year appointment.
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion approved. Congratulations.
And Seamus, we'd just like to invite you up. We have a small gift for you as a token of our appreciation. West Islip binder here that you can use. And love to invite board members up to take a photo.
Inside.
Oh, I got it, sorry.
Appreciate that. All right, right in the middle, Seamus.
You're a droid, so I forgot.
It's just the same blood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay. I would like to request a motion for item TA1, the provisionary appointment of Ms. Corinne Delaney, teaching assistant, effective January 20th, 2026 through January 19th, 2030 at Manatuck.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion approved.
I'd like to request a motion for CL1, a leave of absence, unpaid pursuant to the Family Medical Leave Act, 12-week continuous medical coverage to a person known to the Board of Education, effective February 2nd, 2026 through May 8th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion approved.
I'd like to request consent for all remaining items as listed in the backup, CL2 through other.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Mr. Cameron. All right, now we're next on to our curriculum update with Mrs. Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. McCann. I'd just like to say great job, Remy, on reporting out on all the amazing things going on throughout the district. You're definitely a tough act to follow. Information about the innovative and state-of-the-art learning experiences taking place in our engineering technology classrooms throughout the district continues to spread. Central office and building level administrators from Uniondale and East Williston School District visited the high school this week to take tours of our facilities. Highlights of the tour included demonstrations by students of the many industry level machines that they will work with in their everyday lives when they enter the workforce. So the administrators from Uniondale and East Williston were very impressed with what they saw here in West Islip. So kudos to our teachers and our students for their great work. I'd also like to give a shout out to our K through 5 elementary teachers for their continued work throughout the implementation of our new literacy program this year, Arts and Letters. It has been a strenuous process to get used to a new program, but this week staff developers from the company came in. They worked with our teachers on the writing aspects of the program. They modeled lessons, they provided instructional feedback, and we're hearing some positive thoughts from our teachers in regard to their experiences with the staff developers. But once again, kudos to our teachers and our students on working through this implementation process. And additional curriculum and instruction information will be shared by Mr. Tussey when he gives the Education Committee report. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Morrison. We'll start with our report of board committees, and we'll start with Buildings and Grounds with Mr. Quinvidell.
Thank you, Mr. McCann. Good evening, everybody. Buildings and Grounds Committee met on Tuesday, February 3rd at 6:30 p.m. We talked about a couple different things. First off, just like to thank everybody, all the staff and workers that worked for the snowstorms, and all the long hours and hard work that was put in for that. A great job to get everybody safely to school as fast as possible. That was a real big point that we talked about. We also talked about our pool reconstruction project, which is underway and moving along as schedule. We talked about how there's a lot of temporary shoring that has to be done in order to continue with the project, with holding up the roof as they work below it, and pretty precise measurements to fit those in with architectural elements there. And then we also talked about the fact that they figured out the correct size for the roof units and how to mount them and all the logistics behind before they can actually start most of the work. So that's moving along very well. We had two insurance things that had to go through. One was, we brought this up, I think, at an earlier meeting. We had a power surge that caused a fire, not necessarily a fire, smoldering of wires in regards to the solar panels on the roofs of Beach Street and Paul J. Ballou. During that incident, the wiring that goes from the panels to the where the power comes in, I don't know what the right word for that would be, but where the power goes into the building, got all burnt up, So we went through the insurance, and the company that put the solar panels in is going to replace all that during February break, so we have no disruption to the students. And that will all get taken care of with PSE&G and shutting the power down, so that's pretty big thing that's going to be going on during February break. Also during February break, we had a pipe burst in district office, which caused some flooding on the basement level and caused some damages. So during February break, when we have the power shut off to those buildings, we can also get into all that work. So those are two big things that are going to go on during February break. We also, we were talking about our heating systems in the building. As everybody I'm sure knows, it's freezing outside for a long time. And our heating systems in the buildings have been working extremely hard to keep the buildings at a good temperature. And with that, we have some hiccups from time to time with steam. A lot of the buildings have steam boilers and you have steam going through the pipes. So the buildings and grounds team has been doing a very good job of fixing any issues that come to our attention and trying to get ahead of that. And that's definitely a challenging feat with all the buildings and the systems. But again, I just want to give a big thank you and a big shout out to the buildings and grounds team for the amazing job with the snow removal and all the hard work. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bedell. We'll move on to the Education Committee with Mr. Tussey.
Thank you, Mr. McCann. The Education Committee met on Tuesday, February 3rd. All board members, with the exception of Mr. McCann, were present. Administration present was Dr. Romanelli, Mrs. Morrison, Mr. Cameron, and Mrs. Pilati. Governor Kathy Hochul recently proposed a major expansion of universal pre-K in New York State. Under this proposal, every 4-year-old in the state would be guaranteed access to pre-kindergarten by the 2028-2029 school year. To support this expansion, the state will increase the amount it pays school districts for each pre-K seat to at least $10,000 per student, up from the current amount of $5,400. The district is very excited about this news and will keep parents informed about the updates related to how this proposal may provide students currently on the district's pre-K waitlist for next year an opportunity to secure a spot in the program. I know there's been a lot of advocating for this, not just from West Islip schools, but really all our local legislators and congressmen and other districts on Long Island. So it's nice that Governor Hochul is listening. 11th grade students took the English Regents during the recent midterm week at the high school. 266 students took the exam. 85% or 225 students achieved a mastery with a score of 85 or higher. 14% with 39 students scored between 65 and 85. Congratulations to the students and the teachers for these outstanding results. Currently, all K-3 students receive 30 minutes of Foundations instruction each day. Foundations is a multi-year sensory program that provides explicit instruction in early literacy skills. For the 26-27 school year, the district will expand the Foundations program into 4th and 5th grade classrooms. 4th and 5th grade Foundation lessons will build on the skills students learned in K-3 and support students with acquiring more advanced skills in the areas of grammography, vocabulary, and sentence structure. Yesterday, all parents and guardians received a reminder, Parent Square message in regard to the district's emergency remote instruction plan. Teachers will be reviewing the plan with their students so that in the unlikely event we get more than one additional snow day, all students are familiar with their remote learning process. Each year, agenda books are purchased for every student in the district. The high school has noticed that very few students are utilizing agenda books this year and are opting to track homework via their Chromebooks. Therefore, less agenda books will be purchased for the high school next year, and those that want them, they will be available in the main office upon request. And the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. McCann.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tussey. We'll move on to the Finance Committee and Mrs. Grace Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. McCann. The Finance Committee met on February 3rd. Committee members present were Quinn Bedell, myself, Christina Marks. Board members in attendance were Richard Antonello and Anthony Tussey. Administrators present were Dr. Paul Romanelli, Dawn Morrison, James Cameron. The purpose of the meeting was discussion of pertinent fiscal matters. The meeting was called to order at 6:50 p.m. We went over the treasurer's report, the school district funds for December, extracurricular funds for December, payroll summary for December, financial statements for December, Internal Claims Audit Report for January, Systems Manager Audit Trail for January, Payroll Certifications for 12/23/25, 1/7/26, and 1/22/26, Review of Warrants, Review of Board Agenda Finance Items, Approval of Budget Transfers 4583, 4584, 4586 through 4588 in the General Fund, and 4585 in the Capital Fund. Approval of the 2025-2026 contracts, Bayshore Union Free School District, Health Services, Heffalo Hills Central School District, Special Education. Approval of resolutions, the Internal Audit Risk Assessment Report from Cullen and Danowski, LLP, Corrective Action Plan in response to the Internal Auditor's Report. Discussion items, the Finance Committee reviewed the District Corrective Action Plan in response to the Internal Auditor's Annual Risk Assessment, which was presented to the Audit Committee on January 20th. The assessment included 3 human resource recommendations focused on improving internal controls and operational efficiency related to time and attendance, employee leave tracking, and salary notice distribution. The district agreed with the recommendations and will address one through collective bargaining, with the remaining 2 planning for implementation in the 2026-27 school year. The Finance Committee reviewed the district's 2025 fiscal stress monitoring reports from the OSC, which shows 0 fiscal stress points and no fiscal stress designations, indicating strong financial health. The district received 5 informational environmental stress points related. Oh, Jesus, cut off. Where is it? I cut off at the bottom. Oh my gosh, so sorry. Related to the teacher turnover. Oh my gosh. Sorry, hold on a second.
Do you want us to read, Grace?
No, I got it. I don't want to, sorry, I just wanted to. That's all right, all right. Okay.
The district received 5 informational environmental stress points related to the teacher turnover, reflecting statewide trends, but not singling any financial concerns. The committee reviewed the tax levy limit calculation for 2026-2027 school year. Given the CPI for 2025 was 2.63%, the allowable levy growth factor applied in the calculation is 2%. As a result, the tax levy limit formula for West Islip calculates an allowance tax levy increase of 2.50. This calculation will be reviewed again publicly at the first budget workshop on Tuesday, February 24th, and will be submitted to the NICED prior to March 1st. The committee reviewed the district capital reserve plan and discussed the proposed projects for the May 2026 capital reserve proposition. The meeting adjourned at 7:17 p.m.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Kelly. And finally, we'll have the committee report on special education. Mrs. Martin.
Hi, good evening again. Before I forget, I just want to thank Mr. Jablonski at the high school for organizing the PS I Love You t-shirt order. I'm sure it's a big undertaking, and he was nice enough to get me my new shirt, and I love it, and just thanks to him for doing that for everybody. The Special Education Committee met on February 3rd at district office. The following committee members were present: Dr. Romanelli, Ms. Morrison, myself, Ms. Dowling, Ms. Doherty, and Ms. Ednick. Ms. Kelly participated via teleconference. The meeting began at 9 a.m. and commenced at approximately 10 a.m. The committee discussed IEPs from CSE and CPSE recommendations from the respective committees. Ms. Dowling reported that our preschool observations have ended and we're ready to begin our annual review season in the next few weeks. Additionally, Ms. Dowling shared that our annual CPSE-CSE transition night is fast approaching, and we are excited to meet our families with children transitioning to kindergarten in September. I think everyone received a parent square from Ms. Dowling this week regarding the upcoming meetings and opportunities for getting those scheduled. Mara D'Amico, who is the SEPTA president, joined us for the non-confidential portion of our meeting, and a couple of SEPTA updates. They had their Bay of Investors event last week. It was a success. Over 80 people attended. They had their monthly support group meeting on February 2nd, and it sounded like they had a really great speaker regarding helping siblings for children that have special needs and how parents can best support siblings. Septable is coming up on April 25th. Tickets are only $45. It's a really fun night. It's their biggest fundraiser of the year. A lot of really great baskets, bowling, and food is provided. So if you can, get your tickets for that. And they're also looking for donations. So if you have anything, maybe you want to re-gift from Christmas. I didn't say that, but, or if you want to go in with a couple people and donate something to SEPTA, get a joint gift together. They would really appreciate that. You can contact myself or Mary D'Amico to make that drop-off happen. And their next meeting is February 27th at 7:30 p.m. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Marks. We'll go to business items with Mrs. Pilati.
Thank you, Mr. McCann. May I have a motion for the approval of budget transfers in the general fund and capital fund as listed on the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion approved.
May I have a motion for the approval of the contracts as listed on the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion approved.
Thank you.
All right, for the president's report, the long-awaited, can I have the approval of the 2026-27 student teacher calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? 1 point on this. We do start, unfortunately, before Labor Day, but only because Labor Day is later this year, so we tried our best. Labor Day ran late, and we started September, though, so that's... All right, can I have the approval of the reorganization meeting on July 7th, 2026?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion approved. Oh, did I? All right, I'm gonna go back. Can I have a motion for the approval of the student teacher calendar?
So moved.
I think I get wrapped up in the Labor Day discussion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. All right. Can I have the approval of resolutions? Number 1, receipt of the independent audit accountant's risk assessment update report dated January 20th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion approved. Can I have the recommendation of the school board to approve the corrective action plan in response to the internal auditor's report, also dated January 20th?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion approved. Can I have the approval of resolution of the Board of Education that approves the recommendations of the Special Education Committee for the students as listed in December's backup?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. All right, for those regulars here, during the president's report, we have a segment called Heard Around Town. These are items that come up, whether at the supermarket or on the soccer fields or now at the basketball fields, just different points that come up from parents or colleagues or students that we hear around. We'd like to kind of bring those to the table here. First one was, why are all the cars at the high school and the middle schools the last couple of weekends? That is the West Side Youth Soccer Tournament. So they throw a great tournament every year. They get hundreds of teams from all across Long Island and raise a lot of money for that. So that's a great activity that happens at the high school and at the 2 middle schools. Second was, I know we'll mention it a whole bunch of times tonight, but why is everyone, have purple on, and what, when is PS I Love You Day? That is on next Friday, the 13th. And just a wonderful event, arranged by Brooke De Palma many years ago as a student here at Beach Street, who tragically lost her father to suicide, and has brought suicide awareness to now over 800 institutions and schools throughout the country. So that's what the purple is, and we continue to support that initiative. So that's what that is about. Someone asked, at one of the PTA meetings last week that I was at, this was a middle school meeting, their child was in 8th grade, and I gave my presentation. They asked, can you tell me the electives that are available at the high school, and are they expanding any vocational aspect? So describing all the electives at the high school would take me about 3 hours, which is I'm proud of because we have so many of that. So if you have a middle schooler out there that's looking at electives, I would say my advice there was get in touch with the guidance counselor at the middle school and find out everything that we have to offer. We do offer tracks in all the many different areas, including the vocationals. And Seamus, who just got his tenure today, can attest to the fact that we have a very robust vocational program in the trades. And in fact, Dr. Romanelli last week spoke at an event at the Huntington Hilton, which we all attended, promoting West Islip's investment over these years in our vocational program. So we're very proud of that. And the last one that came up was an old one, but someone asked if they could do anything at the Paul J. Ballou crossing for the school crossing. We did actually put the town put a crossing in there before the summer, but that came up recently. So if you have anything, we're always here. Please feel free to send your comments, questions, and concerns. We always like to talk about what's going on, and appreciate that.
Yeah, and I just wanted to thank you because I no longer do the grocery shopping at the house. So if you're looking for me to ask questions, I will be there.
Yes, you can send them directly to his email. Good, all right. We will move on to the superintendent's report, Dr. Romanelli.
So we were excited about the pre-K news that was shared earlier, just with the additional funding. It really is our goal. We're currently looking into ways in which we can accommodate all students that are interested in our pre-K program in the district. We do currently have students on our wait list, but we are looking into all the possibilities to be able to accommodate all students on the wait list and get every student placed in this coming school year, which we're very excited about. We'll be working on that. Also, this one is hot off the press. We just received that West Islip High School received their graduation rate for last year, which was 97%. This puts us in the top 10 districts in Suffolk County. We are number 8 in the county, so we're very proud of our West Islip High School team there. Congratulations to them, all teachers and administrators and students. And then finally, each year there is a Scope Service Awards that takes place where we receive a large amount of nominees internally from our staff members across the district. And we ask for nominations for support staff service, teacher service, and administrator service. So this year our support staff service winner was Donna Kama, who's the senior office assistant at Udall Middle School in our main office there. We also have our teacher service award, Ms. Kathleen Scrivani, who's here tonight actually in the audience. Science teacher and advisor at West Islip High School. Congratulations. And also our Administrator Service Award is going to Vanessa Williams this year. She's principal at Manitowoc Elementary School. So we are proud of all of our award recipients, and they'll be honored at an upcoming dinner that is sponsored by Scope.
Thank you, Dr. Romanelli. If I could just kind of reiterate the news about the pre-K potential expansion of state funding. So for those, who realized about 5 years ago, we started a program. It was a part-time program, it was half days with about 80 to 100 students. We've expanded that rapidly. We did last year move the entire program to South Shore because of building constraints. But over the last 5 years, I know the administration and this board and many people have been lobbying the governor for increased funding. The $5,400 per pupil was around for about 20 years, and obviously costs have gone up. So it's really welcome news that the lobbying that we've done in Albany and even recently DC, Mrs. Debbie Brown from our board was in DC. We are in tune to making sure that we get everyone as involved in that program as possible, and it's just great to hear the possibility that's coming down from the state. So I want to thank the administration, the board, and everyone who lobbied for that, because education starting at 4 years old is a wonderful, wonderful aspect of our district. So with that, I'll ask for any notices or reminders. And then we have an invitation for the public to speak on any topic. We do have one person wanting to speak, and that's Mrs. Karen Aragoni. Would like to come up and speak. The floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. Hello. I'm Karen Aragoni, the nurse over at Manitowoc, and I just wanted to talk very quickly about the Flags for Freedom. I think that's a wonderful thing, and the nurses all got together. Dawn, when I saw your email, I just thought of Tom Costello. That was so Tom Costello. Everything he believed in is in our program. So the nurses got together, and we have a check here for you. For $320, we are doing 10 flags with a little bit more in memory of Tom Capitano. So I got a little statement from the nurses. The West Isaac nurses would like to donate for the flags for freedom for the class of 2026 in memory of our Board of Education member and friend, Tom Capitella, a steadfast supporter of the nursing department. Tom was a proud man built on tradition and civic pride. In the spirit of Flags for Freedom, it is our honor to contribute to the initiative that supports young men and women with the same pride in the community as our friend Tom. The nurses appreciate the constant support from our Board of Ed members and the administration always. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank all the nurses on behalf of this board, as we remember Tom so wonderfully as a friend. We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Okay.
Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what, Karen, can we do a quick photo with you, just for this? No, you we'll hold the check, we'll do a little photo op. I know, I made it right. It's just this guy right here. I get in trouble. I get in trouble.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Karen.
You're welcome. It's all the nurses.
Squeeze down a little bit more, maybe. Come on. It's too heavy on one side. Hold on. All right, so optically, I'm reading.
It's the advertising.
I agree. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, you're welcome.
All right, beautiful way to end the meeting. With that, can I get a motion to adjourn to executive session where the board will discuss personnel, negotiations, and legal matters?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Thanks, everybody. Stay warm, and for those out, enjoy the February break coming up.
So moved.
Congratulations.
Oh, I know.